I'm going to give you a few lists. I don't even know how many, but I'm here to give you a list of, let's just say a bunch of jobs that are available in Canada. I guess this list is going to help you. What the fuck? I don't even know them. Like, they fucking scared me. Anyway, so if ever you are planning to come to Canada for whatever reasons it may be, this list is actually going to guide you, help you to know what to expect. You don't just take your bag and say, I'm going to Canada, let me hit on the plane, when I get there, I'll find a job. Calm down, all right? Exercise patience. So first of all, there are jobs that are very much easy to get, all right? There are jobs that if you have the skills, the knowledge, it should be pretty much easy than someone who doesn't have the skills and the knowledge about that particular job. The first job on my list, if ever you are planning to come to Canada for whatever reasons, is barbering, okay? If you have experience in barbering, it doesn't matter whether you have experience with ladies or male, barbering is barbering. If you have experience in this field, guys, you're going to make a lot of money. And personally, this is experience that I actually went through when I got in Canada. I think the first month when I got here, I got 2 barbering jobs at different places. But the problem is, I wasn't that good, okay? It's been a long time since I did barbering in South Africa. That was probably like 6-7 years ago. So when I came here, it became a bit of a problem and I had to quit the job. So yeah, if you have experience with barbering, you're going to make a lot of money. And it's pretty much easy to get into that field because majority of the people who are into barbering are, let's say, blacks. And you do get like Ghanaians, Nigerians, Jamaicans mostly. So you can just hop into any of the shops around. Talk to them as man to man. And honestly, they won't even request you to provide qualifications and all that. Maybe they might, but it's not going to be as tough as having to seek for like an office job or any other job that requires like a massive certification. I don't know what's wrong with my English today. Let's jump to the next one. So the next one is mechanic, okay? And mechanic is also something that I did when I came here in Edmonton. It's actually on high demand. When you go on Job Bank, Indeed, LinkedIn and all that, majority of the jobs available are like mechanic, we need mechanics. And the fun part is, they pay somewhere from $30 up. So imagine getting $30 per hour your first month in Canada. That's crazy. I'm not even getting that much, but mechanic is a big thing. And trust me, I don't even know how to stretch this. When I got here, I happened to get the chance to work for a private company that actually deals with BMW stuffs and all that. So that is where I knew that a lot of people are really in demand of mechanics, all right? So even if it's not about you working for a company, you can be a freelance, a private mechanic. You can even be at your home and people will be bringing vehicles to your house. But having to touch people's car without any experience can be a challenge, especially if you maybe by any chance break something in the vehicle. So in case you don't have any experience or any idea on that field and you have a tiny knowledge on it, I would say do not take the chance. Maybe you should try and learn more on that particular field. Better yourself. Make sure you are good. Make sure you got all the skills that you need. Suspension work, mechanical, engine, gearbox, transmission, transfer case. Try to know more about all this field before you even intend to take on like massive jobs. But mechanic jobs, it's a hot cake. Honestly, I know a lot of people will be saying, hey Vim, these jobs you are saying, you've been doing it, you have the experience and this and that, that's why you are listing it. That might be part of it, that might be the reason, but if I see something that I know it's beneficial, so if I see that, no, this job is paying, if I see, no, this field, they need a lot of people, why won't I tell you guys, man? I need to put it out there. But it doesn't mean that, the jobs are all over. Immediately you step foot in Canada, they just put you in the field regardless of your background, your qualifications and all that. Nope. Canada is a country that they really check all those certifications and experience. Well, even if you don't have the certification, try to at least have an experience, okay? You cannot come here without both. Not having an experience, not having a certificate, it's going to be a problem. You might have the knowledge a little bit, but if you don't have full experience or a certificate of that particular field, it becomes a problem, all right? You might end up staying home. That's why you do hear a lot of people say, I've been in Canada for 6 years, I've been in Canada. no, 6 years is too much, but let's just say I've been in Canada for 6 months, 8 months, a year. I haven't got a job. I've been sending messages to Indeed, and they're saying, sorry, you have taken someone else, and all those big English. That is simply because, first of all, what you are putting in your CV is not what they are looking for, all right? The next popular job in Canada, well, for where I am right now, is the media field. And this is something that I'm currently doing right now. Besides all the jobs that I listed, I'm currently doing a media job. So when I got here, I happened to get a field in photography, which I quit myself because, I mean, the pay wasn't that sweet. So now, media job, it's a big thing, all right? And when I say media, it's huge, it's broad. It can be photography, videography, editing, a whole bunch, sound engineer, but I haven't really seen much from sound engineer side. But the most popular one that I do know of, videography, editor, photography, those three fields, it's kind of, I mean, I got here not so long ago, but I've already got a field in photography as a main photographer. I was a main photographer to the extent that it was too much, okay? The jobs were too much. I had to put some away. So in case you don't know, the job that I used to do on Saturday and Sunday, I stopped, okay? I used to be a photographer, a full-time photographer, maternity baby, little baby shoots, a whole lot of birthdays and all that. I quit that, all right? So now I'm working for the company that I'm sure if you've been following the channel, you've probably seen the video. So I'm working for a company which I'm a main videographer and an editor. So it's a big thing. And this is a field that we don't do $15 per hour here. I mean, it's not, you don't get your standard rates, okay? You don't get $15 for videography. And even when I got the job, I could have still demanded for more based on what they offered, but I'm like, well, let me not be bossy, let me just take it as it is. It's one step at a time. So with media, trust me, if you have an experience with both video, photo, editing and all that, you're good to go, all right? Like if you got experience in all this field, trust me. And I think this is not only about Canada. I mean, if you go in any other country, like Europe, I don't know, wherever it may be, I know media is a very big, it's a big thing, okay? I like the fact that everything that I've learned years ago is starting to pay off. Everything that I learned, like, is starting to pay itself off right now. Unlike when I was in other countries. I don't even want to tap more on that, but anyways, it is what it is. You can't always expect to be treated fairly by everyone, right? That's true. So the next one on my list is going to be general labor, okay? I think in Canada they normally use that word a lot. General labor consists of like hard labor. This can also be Amazon warehouse. This can be construction. And honestly, in Canada, it's like every day, day in and day out, they are fixing the road. I don't know what the problem is. The road is already better, okay? The road is way better than my country's road, but they are always fixing. I don't know what it is, but every day, if I can drive down the street, you will see people fixing. So general labor is a big thing. And this is a field where I think their minimum for general labor is probably $40 per hour or so. I'm not sure. So if you're someone who is back home, you got experience in construction, all those like hard labor stuff, picking stuff, warehouse, Amazon, they are in need of people, okay? I think months ago, I almost got a job at UPS or so. They needed people, but the problem is my SIN number wasn't ready at that point. So I wasn't able to get the job. And that is what will be my final take. Before I end the video, I will explain the things that you need. I mean, it's not all about your skills, like I mentioned before. You also need a few things in order to get this job. So stay tuned, subscribe. Let's get straight into the next one. I think this is a bit of high end. It's a bit up there, okay? I mean, when I say up there, it doesn't mean it's above all what I listed, but it's a field that I think they might actually need more qualifications than the previous ones that I mentioned. So this is to do with doctor, nurse, and anything that got to do with medical aspect. honestly, I think if I'm to rate all these jobs in terms of how Canada government or Canadians need these people to fill the space, I'll probably say doctor, nurses is the first one, okay? I think that's the most, the highest one right now, because at this point, there isn't much of doctors and nurses in Canada. Well, for what I've seen, maybe in Alberta, there isn't much, because you can actually go to the hospital and trust me, I've experienced it. I do know what I'm talking about. You can book an appointment. Like, it depends on the situation, right? If you have stomach problem, headache, injury, something like that, and then you go to the hospital, expect to be attended to in maybe 6 or 7 hours minimum. It's crazy. Like, I remember December, we went there for I think the problem was something to do with stomach issue, pain or something. I can't really recall what the problem was, but trust me, we went there as early as 6 or 7, and we came out of the hospital around 10 to 11. That is crazy, all right? And it's not like they are not attending to people. They are actually attending to people, but the problem is there isn't much doctors. Like nurses, doctors, they are very few. Very, very few. This field, they need a lot of people. Doctor, nurses. If you really have experience in this, I mean, I quite understand why UK recently, brought a lot of people from Ghana, in terms of the medical field, simply because they need people. And that is the same thing that is happening with Canada as well. All right. If you have medical certificate, is that even medical qualification? Which one is medical certificate now, huh? So if you have like experience in this particular field, the healthcare system, being a doctor, being a nurse, and lastly being a nanny, you are good, okay? Doctors, they need a lot of doctors. And even with the nanny side, they need a lot, because right now I think, remember, as we grow, unlike Africa where you may see an old man take care of himself even at the age of 60, 70, the man will be doing all that stuff, going to the farm. Here it's not like that. At the age of 58, 60, 70, 80, they are home, retirement age. So now they need people that can actually look after them. So when I say look after them, you'll be making sure like everything is in order. They are taking medication. Oh, there's sun now. Looks good. So you'll be making sure they are taking their medication on time, making sure everything is in order. Bath aspect, making sure their clothes are changed. In case they need something at the store, you go get that at the store. And this is like for old age people, okay? There is also the same thing, but for younger kids as well, where their parents go to work and they don't have someone to look after the baby, so they hire you so you can look after the baby, and when they knock off from work, they take over. So it's more like that. So overall, and in most cases, they take care of like accommodation, they take care of food. So it comes with a whole lot of benefits as well. So you shouldn't always look at, hey, they say that the qualification is too huge, hey, this. As long as you have the knowledge of this stuff, medical aspects and nursing and all that, and you also have your certificates from nursing and all that, it shouldn't be a problem to change to, the ones that the Canadians, well, if you want to even make it easier, you just do a few courses once you get in, and then you should be good to go. And this type of jobs, I think the last time I spoke with someone who is in that particular field, he said he's gaining somewhere around $35 per hour. So you can calculate it, $35, and mostly your food is being taken care of. Accommodation is also taken care of, unless if you say, oh, I don't want this food, I want burger, I want rice, I want Ghana food at the Ghana store, then obviously you will be a bit. But overall, these jobs are like high demand. They are like hotcakes in Canada, and I think I actually listed a few bunch. So the last one that I'm going to actually combine these two together. So this is farm work. All right, if you have also experience in farming, well, Ghana, there is a lot of farmers. Even as soon as you are born, they're already teaching you how to plant maize. So if you know how to go about with this, and I think right now in Canada, the majority of people that are into farming, well, for what I know, is Jamaicans. Well, I think it depends, but I've actually seen a lot of Jamaicans with farming aspect when it comes to grapes. You know, those grapes, apples, and all those. Somewhere, I think, where do they actually, Saskatchewan also, I'm not sure where it is, but you're really going to make a lot of money when it comes to farming as well. The last one, which I'm going to put on the list, will have to be dishwashing. And, well, it seems easy, right? It sounds easy as well, but it's not as easy as it seems. You know the crazy thing, which I mentioned before, in Canada, everything is about qualification. You won't just come here and say, I have 5 years experience in dishwashing. Oh nice, okay, you can start tomorrow. No, it doesn't work like that. Even dishwashing, cleaning bowls and plates, spoons and fork, they need you to provide certificate. Like, sometimes you think about it and you be like, what country is this? I'm even sure someday if someone, so I'm sure they will even need certificate. Like if you want to act extraordinary movie, you know those movie, King Nazar and Johnny, you know those type of movie. I'm sure they even need qualification. I'm with my own prick and I say I want to do this. Everything is about qualification. Like this, it's sad though. It's sad. And the thing is, the doctor aspect that I mentioned, you can go to the hospital and see, no, these people, there are like 5 doctors working up here. Why isn't there people? You would think people are not applying. People are actually applying. Like they are a bunch of, CVs, resumes packed. But the problem is they are looking for the person that best suits what they are looking for. You can write your CV and all that, but one key word in your CV, they can say, no, we don't need this person. So those things, they really check, all right? So I've mentioned all the jobs that are like easy to get in Canada and all that stuff, but some jobs are easier than the other. And what do you actually need in order to apply for this particular field, okay? I think I've mentioned a few already. So if you have your qualification from your back country, your home, it makes it easier. I didn't say you can pretty much, as soon as you get at the airport, you apply and you are taken. It will take time. Relax, okay? Calm down. That's why you don't just take your bag and fly all the way from your country and come and stay here that I'm going to get a job tomorrow. You'll be stranded. You'll be stranded. So firstly, do your research. Secondly, make sure you got all the qualification. If it is about general labor, if you know how to use a forklift, if you're a barber from your country, make sure at least you have a sort of certificate, something that proves that you are qualified as a barber. Something. And the funny thing is, when I was applying for a barbering job some time ago, they didn't even ask for qualification. You know what they asked for? A photo of the previous jobs that I did. And I'm like, I do make me download you online. Like you can actually, I was thinking of downloading pictures of someone's job and showing them, but maybe they might end up investigating. So all those proofs are needed, okay? Do not say, so this job is, it's a small job. Washing plates, washing dishes, they won't need any qualification. They will need it. So if you are maybe working in a hotel in your country and you were cleaning bowls, washing, whatever, make sure you get some sort of proof from your boss. Okay, we hereby say Bismarck was a former employer. Is he employer or employee of this company? And then the boss signed company logo, cell phone number. That is enough. Get a few photos of yourself. It makes things easier. Build your CV, put all the reference, like do all those fun stuff. It makes it easier, okay? It makes things easier, unlike just going to say, I was once doing a mechanic, but I'm applying for dishwashing. I did that. So when I was also searching, I listed all my previous jobs that I've done. Like I used to work for a TV station, I've worked as a call center, a consultant, and all this previous experience, I was using it to apply for fabricating job. So what does your call center and your mechanic got to do with fabricating? You will get billions of messages. We are sorry, unfortunately we can't take you. We have already hired someone. But they haven't hired anyone. That is why lying comes in. So if you have maybe dishwashing, 2 years experience in dishwashing, 5 years in mechanic, all those different fields, try to at least leave the other ones out and focus on the ones that are needed. So if you're applying for dishwashing, just put dishwashing. Maybe you started working from 2018 to 2020, job reference, this, that. Put a few reference with cell phone numbers and all that, so it makes it easy, so they know that no, this is real. All right, you feel me? You feel me? Now I'm speaking American now. And that is what I did when it comes to my media job. With my media job, I only had to show proof that I was once a technical producer at Planet TV. They asked for a few of my jobs, and I sent them a bunch of links that I've actually done in the past, all my music videos, I showed them, I actually gave them my whole YouTube channel. They went in and then they were like, you are the one we are looking for. We are hiring you. When can you start? I'm like, now you are talking. Now you are speaking my language. So it's always like that. You always need to prove yourself even when you are not even asked to prove. I know it sounds stupid, but it is what it is. In Canada, you always have to go beyond. You always have to go beyond. There is more to this, and I'm pretty sure there is some of the jobs that I didn't even list. I'm sure there are some of the jobs that might be also harder in other provinces. Maybe you are in Ontario, BC, a whole lot, Saskatchewan, and you are struggling to get barbering. But you come to Alberta and barbering is easy, simply because Canada is different, okay? Every province is like a country on its own. So in BC, maybe they might be like looking for a lot of barbers, but in Alberta, there isn't much. So this field is what I've actually observed in Alberta. So it doesn't mean if you go to other provinces, it's going to help you with your search. Always make sure you do your own research. Always make sure don't just come. Don't just come. Do your own research. Even though I've said this, also do your research. Find out. I might be wrong. I mean, I'm not perfect, man. But what I know is in Alberta, especially in Edmonton, everything I listed is like hot cake right now. So I hope you've learned something or taken something out of this. And if you have any questions with regards to what I said, drop it in the comment section. I'm more than willing to answer everything. Thank you for coming, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe. Peace. Every day I say 사랑은 no way 필요 없는 you get on my left foot to go left foot